Hey everybody, it's me Ashish, and before we begin, I just want to give a quick thank you to everybody listening, watching, and supporting the podcast. It means the world to us, and we're so appreciative. I just want to let you guys know that you guys can always ask us questions, give us segment ideas, and keep up with the fun, all at AshishandFriends.com. We're on Twitter at AshishandPals, we're on Instagram at AshishandFriends, and hey, we're even on Facebook, facebook.com/AshishandFriendsPod. If you're watching this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to the channel. All that following and liking and subscribing will help us grow and keep going, so we appreciate it so much. And once again, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Yes, welcome to another great episode. I'm joined by my longtime friends and co-hosts. We've got Ryan in the house, and we've got Dev at SuperLaser. So today we've got something really exciting. We're actually going to be judging and ranking and doing this bracket of Halloween candies. So me and Dev were talking about this. Halloween just passed. We were like, hey, what's the best candies? We obviously did a candy draft. I'll link it up here. But we were like, hey, what are the best candies? And let's rank them. So we created this bracket based off FiveThirtyEight, who came up with like the ultimate, Halloween power ranking of candies. So we took our favorite 15. We probably should have done 16, but we did 15 and we made a bracket. So we're going to go through that bracket right now and we're going to live eat. If you want to join, we'll send out the link of the candies. You guys can join us and let us know what you think. Dev has the bracket. So Dev, where are we starting?
Right. So we're going to start off with the number one seed. That was the highest ranked on FiveThirtyEight. So all of these are based off of where they were ranked on FiveThirtyEight. The number one seed was Reese's. Reese's gets a bye because we forgot to buy a 16th candy. So we're good to go on Reese's. Welcome to the second round. The next matchup we have peanut M&Ms versus peanut butter M&Ms. So this is going to be a tough matchup. I got them, so you can see we got them all right here. All of us went out and bought all these candies. And we're going to taste them live and let you know what we think.
All right, this is a crazy matchup. Already we're having M&M on M&M action over here. Okay, one's getting kicked out. I'm a huge fan of peanut M&Ms. We've discussed this in the candy draft. I've never had peanut butter M&Ms, so this is going to be interesting. Let's eat these real quick.
Yeah, I've never had peanut butter M&Ms, and I'm kind of curious how they taste relative to Reese's Pieces.
So over the last few days while we've had the candy and it's just been sitting around. Obviously, I'm too much of an instant gratification kind of person to just let them sit there. So I've been eating these quite a bit, and I honestly cannot decide if I like peanut butter M&Ms or Reese's Pieces better. They're so close. They're so similar but so different at the same time. I'm excited for this matchup. So what are your thoughts so far, Ashish? What did you just have?
Got a mouthful of M&Ms here. Quality content for audio. Man, like I said, I grew up. I'm a huge fan of peanut M&Ms. The peanut butter M&M though, that's some underrated shit right there. Because I think just I haven't had the Reese's Pieces yet, but just like based off knowledge and previous experience, I feel like there's a good combination of chocolate and peanut butter.
Mm.
And I don't know.
It's more chocolatey than the Reese's Pieces. The Reese's Pieces are like more peanut buttery, but it makes up for it because Reese's peanut butter is way sweeter than the one that they put in the M&Ms.
That's exactly true. I had to look it up. I was like, what's exactly the difference? And I found out that Reese's Pieces actually has little to no chocolate in their candies, right?
It's just the shell.
Yeah, it's just the shell. And yeah, that's exactly it. And I think with the Reese's Pieces, you got smaller bits, whereas these M&Ms are pretty freaking huge.
All right, I'm ready to vote. My vote's going to go to peanut M&Ms. It's close, though. Both of these are fantastic. I think, though, the crunch of the actual peanut is what does it for me. It's just that texture. I really like it. I think that's why peanut M&Ms is going to get my vote. Chances are it doesn't matter. They're both probably losing to Reese's next round anyway, but we'll see when we get there.
What are your thoughts, Ashish? While Ryan is just gorging out here with all these M&Ms in his mouth. Yeah, I'm actually this is a wild take here. I'm gonna go with the peanut butter M&Ms.
Wow.
I mean, dude, that's something about that peanut butter and that chocolate is just so fantastic in my mouth.
They're amazing,
and I love it. And like I said, maybe parents love the peanut M&Ms because you get actually peanut in there. But dude, I don't know. This combination is way too good. I'm going peanut butter M&Ms.
All right, Ryan, round us out. Ryan is the deciding vote here. What do you got, Ryan?
So for me, I feel like the peanut M&Ms is kind of hit or miss because some of mine had a lot of peanut in it, and some of mine didn't have peanut. So I got a mix. Whereas the peanut butter M&Ms, they were consistent because this has a peanut butter filling. And secondly, the peanut butter M&Ms has 10 less calories than the peanut butter M&Ms per serving. But the same protein content. For those two reasons, I'm going with the peanut butter M&Ms.
Yes,
Wow,
sir.
what an upset to start the. Well, actually, so 538 had that as the 8th seed. So 538 agrees with the rankings, and I actually think 8 and 9 might be really close for this. Like this is a good ranking for them.
It was close. I
Yeah.
guess the M&Ms I tasted just had a mix of a heavy peanut or like no peanut.
You're
And
totally right. I love this matchup right here. It's a great way to start this bracket off. But like Ryan touched on, the size of the peanut always varies, right? And sometimes you get peanut in there, right? You eat one, you're like, that's a disgusting peanut. So I love it. It's moving on. What do we got next, Dev?
Going right along with the 5 seed, we have Reese's Pieces, and with the 12 seed, we got 100 grand. All right. So to tell a little story as we're just getting ready and eating here, 100 grand is my ex-girlfriend's favorite candy. So I haven't had one since we broke up. It's been like 3-4 years. But I loved them back then. So we'll see. Reese's Pieces is a hard matchup to overcome, though.
It's true. I mean, Reese's, just the whole family's fantastic. I'll be honest, I've never had 100 grand before in my bank account or the candy, so this is a new feeling. But rich caramel, milk chocolate, crisp. So it sounds like a huge, thick, like crunch bar with caramel in there. So this will be interesting. Let me check this out.
Oh man, that 100 grand is fantastic. It's so good. All right, I'm gonna go into the Reese's Pieces next.
Hey, we're not sponsored by any of these candy companies, by the way. Just want to throw it out there. But hey, we're open to it.
If these candy companies want to sponsor us, you are
instantly the winner of this bracket.
Maybe we can get there. Man, Reese's Pieces are also fantastic. Having the Reese's Pieces right next to the peanut butter M&Ms, it's so interesting because they're so close. They're like subtly different, but both great in their own way.
Totally true. I felt like I could taste a little difference. But honestly, all this chocolate's kind of mending together in my mouth.
All right, so I'm ready to put in my vote. Actually, gonna pick the underdog here. I'm gonna go with 100 grand.
I'm gonna have to go with Reese's Pieces. I think this 100 grand's pretty interesting. It's just a little too chewy for me. This is taking way too much time in my mouth. If I'm gonna like enjoy these,
the mouthfeel is what's bringing it down.
Yeah, it's just like something that gets stuck to your teeth for a little bit, and you have to keep on doing it. So for that reason, I'm going Reese's Pieces.
Ryan?
I really like the taste of the 100 grand. I don't know, there's something about what they did and the crunch factor of it when you first bite it. But I also, interesting enough, I like the Reese's Pieces peanut butter. It seems a little less sweet than the M&Ms. I think we mentioned that, or maybe I think it is. And I like that better than the peanut butter M&Ms.
The peanut butter is more sweet, but it's less sweet overall because it's less chocolatey.
Yeah, so I like that less sweetness of the Reese's Pieces. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the underdog. Go with 100 grand on this one.
Wow.
I just like the flavor. It is chewy though. That's the one thing that was holding me back.
It's way too chewy, dog. Like, I'm glad you broke up with your ex, Dev, because this is not worth it. If this is your favorite candy, something's up. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, the chewing factor is the reason I switched. But interesting, we got 2 underdogs making it to the next round. Let's look at the bracket real quick here. And while Dev chews that, I think we're going fruity now. We got Skittles versus Snickers. Skittles, the number 13 seed, versus the number 4 seed, which is Snickers. That'll be very interesting adding a fruit one.
And it'll also be almost impossible to compare Skittles to Snickers, right? Although we do get the alliteration going, so I do like that about this matchup.
And this round will have a lot of chewing in it too.
So if you're listening, let us know on IG. What's your favorite flavor of Skittle? I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the green apple ones and the red ones, but I know a lot of people love the purples. Those are probably my least favorite.
I honestly don't feel any particular way. I think probably yellow and green for me are always like my least favorite of any candy. But it's honestly, I just kind of like just throw them in my mouth, So I don't see a huge difference. I also bought these wild berries while I was out at the store. So I'm going to enjoy these.
The wild berry is definitely better than the regulars.
Post-show, I'm going to enjoy these. These are amazing.
I didn't realize it had flavors, but I do like purple and red. But I'm really united in all the flavors. I don't differentiate.
Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna be so sick at the end of this episode. If you want a post-show puke episode, let us know because that might be on the way. I'm ready with my vote. I tried them. As soon as I had that Snickers bar, yeah, it's better. It's hard to compare something fruity to something chocolatey, but like man, as soon as you have that first bite of Snickers, I'm like, yeah, it's better than Skittles.
You know what? I didn't think I was gonna go for any of the fruity ones, but
Mhm.
I didn't mind the Skittles. But I'm a chocolate person, and I like Snickers. And I what nuts in Snickers? Because I taste like I don't know. I don't think it's a peanut, but I tasted
I
a
think it
nut.
is
Is it?
peanut. I
Is it a
could be
peanut?
wrong.
It's
Is
definitely
peanut
there's like
caramel?
some nougat, there's some peanut, there's some
It's
caramel in there.
it's peanuts,
I,
nougat, chocolate, and caramel.
I definitely tasted all the flavors in the Snickers, and I prefer real fruit. You know, like a real plum or a real grape versus artificial. So I gotta go with the Snickers.
Yeah, my vote counts the most here, but I'm a huge fan of Snickers. I was gonna go with Skittles only because this new fruit taste in my mouth was really nice and refreshing. After four candies, that
Yeah.
fruit was so nice. It's like a nice palate cleanser. Real quickly, I was talking to Deb about this just a couple days ago. I love Snickers, right? They're so good, but like an actual big bar is way too filling, right? Like
It's
that
way
is
too much.
way too much. Like I've come to the point where I can't even eat like a full Snickers bar because it's like after a
Dude,
couple bites, you're like, bro, this
look
is
at this. We got this fun size Snicker. I probably took like a tiny bite out of it. Like I didn't even
Oh, I ate
same.
the whole thing.
It's
the whole fun size.
well, we see your body shape. You're in good shape there, Ryan. You're
Yeah.
good to go. But this is way
The
too
two of
much.
us, we
Like
can't afford these calories. Brian's got plenty of
it's
calories to
it's true.
spare.
And that's something I hold against Snickers. I think that's why, in my mind, it can never be like the number one for me. Is just because it's too filling. But let's move along. Snickers.
I totally feel that. Like I can sit down and I can eat this entire box of Sour Patch Kids in one sitting, and it's so much more food than the Snickers bar. But the Snickers bar fills me up.
Yeah,
Like,
way too much. Yeah, yeah. I
all
totally.
right, so let's go. Let's talk about this next matchup. This is another exciting one. With the number 3 seed, we have Kit Kat, and with the number 14 seed, we have Baby Ruth. So a Snickers competitor, right here. So we're getting two back to back. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
You
You
know,
a
my
fan
Definitely.
of?
thought
Are you a
is,
fan of these candies?
the thought is, I like Kit Kat, and I like the crispy wafers and be able to take a break. So
Real quick here, try the Baby Ruth first. All right, since the Snickers is kind of fresh on your mouth, I need to see something because you know what, Dev and
I
Shahan were
already did this.
harassing the shit out of me in the candy draft because I was like, hey, I'm gonna take Baby Ruth. It's similar to Snickers. They're like, nah, it's totally disgusting. Dev, later tried it on and agreed it was at least competitive,
it's
and
the
that's
same ingredients.
that's the reason it's the same ingredients in a different order. It's nougat, it's caramel, it's chocolate, it's peanut, right? It's just in a different format. And that's
I think it is a little bit more peanutty, and I think that's probably why I preferred it to the Snickers. Which, but I think like most people probably do love the the nougat of the Snickers, right? It just melts in your mouth. You don't get that same effect with the Baby Ruth.
that's true. I've also heard like Baby Ruth is kind of like Payday, except it has chocolate on it. And I feel that. I mean, like that's why Payday's not in the top rankings. I mean, there's no chocolate. Get out of here. And that's the reason you might be like, hey, Shahan's not here. Yeah, he trashed way too much on Baby Ruth. So I was like, hey, you're not. You're sitting this episode out.
No, actually though, shout out to Shahan. He volunteered as a poll worker. With COVID, like a lot of the traditional poll workers probably weren't there, and they need a lot of help this year. So shout out to Shahan for volunteering as a poll worker and helping out our country, making sure we can have the democracy that we need.
Yeah, for sure. I'm about
Thank
to
you,
go.
Shahan,
I'm
for
about to
all
go
your
get a.
work.
Yeah, he's working the polls right now. I'm about to go get a lap dance. So after this episode.
All right, I'm ready to put in my vote. It
I
ain't
got it.
close.
I gotta
Kit Kat's
say,
amazing.
the Baby Ruth that she's pouring, the peanut comes in first versus the Snickers. I feel like the peanut is in the middle, so you get that mix of flavors. There's a Baby Ruth, you get that peanut, and you're waiting for the other flavors to kind of blend in. So that's the difference to me. I just took my break.
Yeah. So
Definitely the best jingle of all time. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a piece of that Kit Kat bar, dude. That is
dude,
fantastic.
I don't know. Bubblegum. Bazooka, Zooka, bubblegum. That one always gets stuck in my head, dude. I don't know why.
That is true. A couple of months ago, I went on a run of just watching those commercials. It was the stupidest thing, but it's some good it's some good gum though.
Yeah.
All right. So what are your thoughts here, Dev?
Oh yeah, Kit Kat easy to me. Like it's not an insult to Baby Ruth. I just think Kit Kat is one of those elite candies.
For sure. I think, I enjoyed the Baby Ruth for sure. I enjoy the peanuts, the crunchiness. But Kit Kat is just like this nice wafer. It's very light in your mouth too. It's like one of those things you don't get full on, and I love it. It's fantastic. So I'm going Kit Kat as well.
I stand with what I initially predicted. Once I had that Kit Kat in my mouth, it was so, like you said, so light. It was crispy, straight chocolate, and so simple. I just liked it a lot better, and I feel like Baby Ruth is just underneath the Snickers too. So for me, the Kit Kat definitely takes this one, no question. It was like once in my mouth, I knew it.
Yeah. All right. So here we're going into the 11 seed versus the 6 seed. We got another fruit candy coming in. One of the 3 that made the bracket. Starburst versus Milky Way. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know what flavor of Starburst we're all going to dig into. Ryan's just got a 2-pack. So he's going to... What'd you get? Orange and pink. That's pretty good.
It's not bad, dude. I usually hate when you get 2 yellows or 2 oranges.
Yeah, getting two orange is like my least favorite thing. If I open that thing and it's 2 orange or 2,
Real quickly,
like it's 2 yellow.
Dev hates on orange. I don't think orange is that bad. So I think pink goes first for sure. I think red is not too far behind, and I think orange is in the middle, and yellow is the bottom tier for me, for real. Ryan, what do you think? Rank those 4 real quick.
Just in that order: pink, red, orange, and yellow.
Damn.
I am nice and easy.
But I don't mind orange and yellow as much as you guys. I don't think they're bad. It's just that pink and red are just better.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I've never really been a fan of the Milky Way bar. I know I might get some hate for that, but Milky Way and what is the other one? 3 Musketeers. Neither of them have really ever done it for me. I'm excited to try it here. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. Who knows? Taste change.
I can't open mine, so
It's okay. We're gonna just take a break while Ryan. No, I'm just kidding.
I literally can't.
Ryan is experiencing some technical difficulties.
There we go. I got it. We're good.
Yeah, honestly, Milky Way, I actually agree with you, Dev. It's not one of those candies I seek out. If I get it, I don't mind it, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. It's not something I would seek out.
It's the typical middle of the road Halloween candy. Like when you get it, you're happy it's in your bucket, but you would never just go get it.
Then you get hit with that dark chocolate Milky Way, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, Milky Way by itself is already subpar. Like, I don't need dark chocolate.
The Milky Way Midnight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in that... So the flavor, the wrapper looks so cool, and then you have it, and you're like, oh my god, it's dark chocolate. Like, I'm not a big dark chocolate fan. Did a single dark chocolate make our bracket? I don't think they did.
It did not.
Yeah, I had the Milky Way. It's pretty good. Starburst is better. I'm going to go with Starburst.
I'm going with Starburst too. And I like I said, I think the fruit influence has way too much power here because it is a switch in your mouth. But like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Milky Way, so I'm going with Starburst too.
What are your thoughts, Ryan?
I'm not the biggest fan of either of them. I don't know. Nothing stuck out. It wasn't anything special to me. The Milky Way constellation is pretty cool. But so I'm going to go with Milky Way for that reason. It was just such a close tie. I'm just not a big fruit candy fan.
All right, so we know where Ryan's voting next bracket. All right.
Yep.
We got
I won't lie though. I won't lie. Real quickly, the Starburst is still stuck in my mouth though, and it's kind of irritating to me now because I put 2 together. I was like, okay.
Have you watched Parks and Rec? You got to make yourselves a Skittles surprise or whatever. 2 Starbursts with the Skittle in the middle.
The Skittle sandwich or whatever that Andy makes.
Yeah. Didn't he call it something weird like Andy's mouth surprise or something? It was like something super weird.
Something like that. I'll look it up. What do we got for the next round?
All right. Next one, we've got the number 7 seed, Reese's stuffed with Reese's Pieces. This is a new addition. I think it's a new candy. Probably came out this year or last year. It is by far my favorite candy. The Reese's Pieces, I love it. So we'll see how it goes. And then we got 3 Musketeers at the 10 seed.
Well, I know who Dev is going for.
Yeah, I already know. Like this is the only candy that I will like actively seek out and crave right now. I love Reese's, but the Reese's Pieces adding that crunch in the middle of it, like that took it over the top to me.
But yeah, I've never had. So I've pieces. I've had the cups. Never had them together. So this is interesting. Give me a second here.
Ashish and I went to lunch on Sunday. Spoiler alert. I actually don't
How's
know.
that spoiler?
That's in the past. Oh, but me and Ashish went to lunch on Sunday, and while we were sitting and eating the lunch, it melted. So you can see it's not having a good time, unfortunately.
Yeah. Even the Kit Kat was pretty jacked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just an unfortunate thing. It happened to be really hot out on Sunday.
And yeah, Dev, it was called Andy's Mouth Surprise. So
wow, look at my Park and Rec memory coming in. Maybe we can have a Parks and Rec themed episode at some point.
Sounds good. Yeah, I have my mind made up here. Three Musketeers is a piece of ass. Okay, so we were talking about how bad Milky Way is, and they're like, hey, Milky Way is pretty subpar anyways. Let's take out the best part here and take out the caramel. It's just filled with this fluff. I mean, I don't get it. It's cool as a kid, I think, but now it tastes really disgusting. It's something I don't want at all.
Yeah, Three Musketeers is worse than Milky Way after having them. I'm not a fan, and obviously we already knew what my vote was going in.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, both are pretty gross. But like I said, at least Milky Way has caramel in there. You know, you got something. They're like, hey, let's just.
Caramel's the best part of the Milky Way. They're like,
exactly. They're like, let's take the best part away and just give out this nasty crap.
For me, I never had the Reese's cup with Reese's Pieces. It's interesting because I'm so used to the Reese's cup. I think I'm gonna take a bite, and it is what it is. And then you start getting the pieces, and then you're like, oh, the crunch. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah. And the way it looks, it's not like straight up whole ass pieces too, right? It's like shredded up little bits, and it's good. I thought I wouldn't like it. It's actually really amazing. Because I think that's one issue with the cups is like it's just so soft and perfect. That's fine, but you like this little crunch in there. It's very nice.
It gives a little texture.
But for this Three Musketeers, I actually don't hate it as much as you guys, but it does taste like it's missing something. Like it needs something else. Like it just like they put it together. Like, did we forget something?
It's missing caramel. It's missing D'Artagnan, the Three Musketeers' friend. You know, it's missing the whole thing, and I think it's a huge miss out here.
Yeah, it's missing it's missing nougat or like whatever peanuts. It just needs to be a Snickers bar.
Anything that needs to be in a candy bar, it's missing all of that.
But I bought this one today, and I like the packaging because it says spread positivity, throw shine, and it says you're one of a kind on the top. So for those messages, I'm on Three Musketeers, even though I know it's not going to win.
That is
so
good positivity. Three Musketeers, we did not spread any positivity about your candy during this during this episode. Maybe.
The cool thing is they got like these Taco Bell sayings on them now for the fun size. Mine says like "You slay." Yeah, that's right. But you know, unfortunately, this Three Musketeers does not slay, and that's why it's not moving on.
I think when we saw the initial bracket, this was the matchup we were like the most what about, because like I don't know how it's going to be possible to judge these, but we have with the 15 seed Sour Patch Kids going up against the number 2 seed Twix. Now, how do you compare Sour Patch Kids to Twix? We're gonna have to find out.
This should be, you know, towards the finals, to be honest. You know, we're getting like the Clippers Lakers first round right now. We're like, what is going on? Like, what are we gonna do for the rest of the playoffs? This is gonna be crazy. I'm excited. Let's dig in. All right, I won't lie, dude. Whenever they introduced the blue Sour Patch Kids, my mind was blown. At that point, I fell in love. The blue ones are the best. The red ones, fantastic. Green and yellow. Not a huge fan. If you want them, you can have them. I don't even like them that much, but the red and blue.
The blue is like miles ahead though. The blue is amazing.
For sure, dude. Like, I agree, and I feel like that's the thing with a lot of things. If you get like a blue raspberry type thing, it's usually the number one out of that whole thing.
It is like Dum Dums, blue raspberry Dum Dums, fire.
Blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers, amazing. Yeah.
I love with Dum Dums too. There's a butterscotch one. I loved that one too. Dum Dums was that candy. You know, you would go to the doctor's office. They give you one. You go to they used to have them at Great Clips. You go get my haircut and get the dum-dums from Great Clips.
True.
That was like I'm like a little kid, right? You don't want to sit still for 30 minutes. Like getting a haircut's the worst when you're like a jumpy kid. But at least you get the lollipop after.
Digging in through that bowl to trying to find your favorite
To try
one's
to
the best
find the
thing.
good flavors.
Yeah. Once in a while, I think you're going for a blueberry or a blue raspberry, and you get like a cotton candy. You're like,
Oh,
bruh.
dude, that's the worst too with the mystery flavor because when you open it, you look at it and you're like, oh, it's blue. I got blue raspberry, and you have it and it's like, no, it's cotton candy.
And
Yeah.
Dev is showing his age here, saying he loves butterscotch. Okay, boomer.
Yeah, true. Dude, honestly, butterscotch might be like young for boomers. What is the gen before boomers? I don't even know what it's called.
Sooners.
That comes after boomer.
I like butterscotch though.
What did you say, Ryan?
You also like plums.
Yeah. I eat plums and butterscotch. It's a great combination. You get the fiber and the sweetness.
I'm gonna get the upset pick here. I'm going Sour Patch Kids over Twix. I've never been like the biggest Twix fan, and I love Sour Patch Kids. I had them just now. It is probably like you mentioned that fruit bias coming in because you're just so tired of chocolate. But I'm going with the Sour Patch Kids.
What are you feeling, Ryan?
So when I was going into this, I was thinking, man, it's going to be Twix, easy, Twix all the way. And I love Twix. But then I never really had Sour Patch Kids. It's not something I go out and it's something to eat. But I was eating them right now. And I know we had so much chocolate, but those flavors were so pronounced. And the fact that it's sour, unlike both, there's not a lot of good sour candies, I feel like. But they do the sour just right. It's not overly sour, but it's sour enough. And you get the nice fruit flavors. So I have to go with Sour Patch Kids as I said.
Damn. First they're sour, then they're sweet. I mean, hey, I'm feeling the exact same thing, dude. The fruit bias is kicking in full gear. I'm tired of chocolate. I'm hands down Sour Patch Kids right here.
Wow, that's awesome.
Twix is a top 2-3 candy for me, you know? And this is a shocker, but you know what?
Yeah.
I love Sour Patch Kids. And when you
like you mentioned, we might go back through at the end of the episode and talk about like the best candies that got eliminated in the first round. Yeah. Twix is going to be up there. Peanut M&M's also going to be up there. We'll see.
For sure.
There's some tough matchups.
100 Grand also got an upset. Reese's Pieces has got eliminated in the first round. This has been a crazy bracket so far.
It is ridiculous. And when you go trick-or-treating, getting the Sour Patch Kids little packet, it makes you so excited. Same thing with like Swedish Fish, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those are two. They're
imagine if you got that box of Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, Ryan, with the sour candies, not all the like a lot of times with the sour candies, they're not as like the texture's not as right. The Sour Patch Kids like nailed the texture, I think. Like you get gummy bears versus sour gummy bears, and the sour gummy bears don't have the right texture compared to the regular. But Sour Patch Kids give you that like just bite in texture.
Yeah, I love the like sugar or salty coatings, you know? Yeah. Like you said, like gummy bears to me, they're always a little low to me because I don't like the rubbery feel, you know? This has a nice texture to it. Even like when you get Coca-Cola bottles or whatever, right? The rubbery ones, not a huge fan. If they're covered in like sugar, right? That's spectacular texture.
And I feel like the Sour Patch Kids are not as chewy as the other fruity ones we had. Like they're very easy to get down.
I like that. You just bite into it.
Yeah, even though it's like jelly filled or whatever, it's very easy to chew. The Starburst was in my mouth way too long. This is just like a bite and chew, and it's fantastic.
All right, back to the top of the bracket. We've got the #1 seed Reese's versus the surprise entry peanut butter M&M's, which was the 8 seed.
And real quickly, since Jahan isn't here, we actually have something in common. When he goes to the grocery store, he chooses 2 chocolates to take. One of those would be these, the Reese's Cups, which is what I do, and the other would be peanut M&Ms, which is another thing I do, and I love those 2 so much.
But so every time he goes to the grocery store, he gets two pieces of candy for himself?
Yeah, because something he brought up in there, which I totally agree with. Like, this is like a quick candy, right? Like, you enjoy it, you love it. Whereas, like, with the peanut M&M bag, it takes you some time, and you just throw a couple every now and then. It's a good combination.
Yeah, it's a good combo. Oh, man. I actually don't know where to go. These tastes are so similar. Honestly, this taste is closer than than the Reese's Pieces versus the peanut butter M&Ms. These might honestly be even closer than
Definitely,
those two.
because I think what you're getting here, you're getting the good mixture of the chocolate and peanut butter with the M&Ms too, right? And oh my gosh.
I think I'm gonna go with the peanut butter M&Ms. I like the fact that it's just like you can have that little bit too. And damn, it was so good.
I'm agreeing with you, Tev. Dude, the crunchiness definitely sets it apart. You know, like right now, this crunchiness.
It might be one of those things that because we've been going through the candy draft, our biases are changing as we're eating these candies.
Most definitely. And also, since we've already had the cup with the pieces inside, like that nice crunchiness, that's what we're missing here, right? Like, I need that back in the cup. So I'm going with the peanut butter M&Ms too.
I was gonna go with the Reese's cup. They're both so similar. I just like the Reese's cup. This nice simple Reese's cup. The peanut butter was more pronounced, but I know it's one of the downsides is that the peanut butter can be heavy.
See, that is the big downfall of having a bye week, man. Sometimes you don't practice enough, you get cold, and you lose. You lose, man. That's what happened here.
The Ravens coming out here.
The Giants are hot as hell. You know, the 2011 Giants right here, the undercard, man, the underdog, man.
For the next one, we've got a 12-4 matchup. We've got 100 grand with the 12 seed, and in the 4th seed, we've got Snickers.
All right,
Ooh,
so
I'm not going to try either again, but I'm going with the 100 grand based off of my taste from this time.
ooh, so it's Snickers versus 100 grand, right? Bro, I don't know. This is actually tough because, like, we were talking about, like, Snickers being way too filling, right? Whereas 100 grand seems kind of light. It's just way too chewy. Oh man, hey Ryan, what are you thinking right here?
I'm thinking 100 grand on this one. There's $100,000 candy for me.
Another upset.
It just has that differentiation for me between the other candies. It has a crunch and it has a distinct flavor. Because there's so many similar flavors with the Snickers and other candies. That one.
I kind of agree with you, dude. Like, I'm thinking about Snickers in my mouth right now, and kind of just, you know, it's with the Twix and all the other candies we've already tasted. There's nothing different. Whereas 100 grand stands out. And like I said, it's too chewy for me, but I think that moves on for sure.
Wow, Morgan getting the shout out here. Look at that. 100 grand bar making it to the final 4. Look, let's go.
This is crazy. All right, maybe next time we do a food tasting thing, we're gonna have a palate cleanser in between.
We need some wasabi in here.
We are just rushing through this thing. Yeah, get some horseradish. Is that what you use?
All right. With the next one, we've got a number 3 versus a number 11. Kit Kat versus Starburst.
Ooh.
I remembering the Kit Kat flavor. I actually saved one, so I'm gonna have a little bite here. And Starburst is easy; you can get a little one. So let's see how it goes. What are you thinking before you try it, Ryan? What are you thinking?
I still got my pink Starburst, and I feel like that's going to sway me because I like strawberries. That's strawberry here. But I just remember the crisp of the Kit Kat, the simple, the smoothness, the melt in your mouth.
So Kit Kat's initials here are KK, which reminds me of the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian, and I think it's Courtney has a video on YouTube talking about how the unique way in which her and Kim eat Kit Kat bars. And you should check it out. I think we talked about this in the last draft episode too.
Dev definitely brought this up in the in the candy draft as well, but I still haven't seen that video. So thanks for reminding.
Maybe we'll watch it. You know, if you're listening and you didn't look it up last time, here it is, recommending it again. It is so weird. The way they eat it is so weird. But I tried it once and it does taste amazing. You will make a mess though. If you try to eat it that way, you will make a mess.
All right, I'm declaring this. Kit Kat is moving on for me. I like the fruity taste of the Starburst for me, but it's a little too much for me. I'm going with Kit Kat. I'm
going with Kit Kat too. When I had that Starburst, all I was thinking about was the Sour Patch Kid flavor and how good those were. And if I'm going fruit, I'm going with the Sour Patch over the Starburst. And I think Kit Kat's such a good chocolate candy. It has to go.
I agree. Right, and quick shout out, you know, something I mentioned in the candy draft too. Like, Starburst is a perfect candy though if you're like an auntie to put in your purse and give it out to little kids. My mom used to do it all the time. She used to do it for my nephews and nieces because it doesn't melt, you know. And also, it's one of those candies. Once it expires, it's still pretty. It's a
little hard, but it's like whatever.
It's not as chewy, which is actually better.
I'm also gonna pick Kit Kat here, though I will say I had an orange one this time. Dang, that orange was good. I was sleeping on that orange, dude. Yellow is definitely worse than orange. Orange is
Lemon
way
is
better than yellow.
definitely worse. I'm so glad you're correcting yourself here.
Yeah.
This is a
I haven't had
monument.
Starburst in a while. You gotta forgive me, right? Like I'm remembering this as a kid. Like I haven't had Starburst in a long time.
Yeah, I ate some like expired ones a couple months ago.
How did those taste? Just not as chewy?
It's not as chewy, which is fantastic. All right, so what are we going with? We got we've got the cups with the pieces inside, man.
Oh man, I just had it. It's so good. Damn, those Sour Patch Kids are so good. But I'm gonna go with the Reese's with the pieces. It's just that like added crunch to like the already elite flavor of Reese's is like insane to me. I will say though that fruit bias is definitely kicking in. That fruit bias absolutely kicking in.
So yeah, like I said, the fruit bias is kicking in. I think if this was going up against the regular cup, I would choose a Sour Patch Kids. But the pieces definitely do it for me.
I agree, actually. I do think the Sour Patch Kids would beat the regular cup.
Yeah.
It was close for me. I think I'm having that fruit bias, and I was going to go with the Sour Patch Kids, but Reese's moves on. Reese's with pieces.
Which means that we've got a crazy set for the Final Four. Our Final Four, peanut butter M&Ms, 100 grand coming out of nowhere. No one saw that coming. Kit Kat, and then the Reese's with the pieces in it. Yeah, so 100 grand is definitely the most surprising entry into that Final Four. But I feel like it is like the tournament. You know, every year you get one entry in that Final Four. We'll see how far you can go. I have a feeling its run is ending here. I'm not going to try either of them again. But yeah, peanut butter M&Ms is going to get my vote here.
Peanut butter M&Ms versus 100 grand?
100 versus 100 grand.
Man, oof. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to taste any more candy because I don't feel good right now. I do not feel good. I ate too much. There's such different tastes. Like I feel like everything we've compared to these peanut butter M&Ms before were so similar to it. Now we have like two different flavors.
Yeah,
that makes it difficult in a different way. But yeah, I have to go with the peanut butter M&Ms. I just feel like that one. I don't know. The chewiness of the 100 grand is going to bring it down to finally on this round.
Yeah, I'll echo that too. Like I said, the chewing thing was the only thing holding it down for me. And I don't know. I think we found out chocolate with some crunchiness is elite. You know, it's business.
And yeah, we might have a double chocolate with some crunchiness matchup for the final two. All right, here we go. This is a tough one as well. Kit Kat versus Reese's with the pieces. You already know where I'm going. I'm going Reese's with the pieces here. What are your thoughts, guys?
I'm going with Kit Kat.
Oh snap!
I'm leaving it to
Ashish.
Ashish brings tiebreaker over here.
All right, you know what? Just for that, I'm gonna taste test one more time for you guys out here.
Oh, let's go.
This is actually a really hard test because with Kit Kat, you do get the crunchiness of the wafer, and that made it really, really difficult. Like honestly, I'd probably lean Kit Kat right now because it is like not as sweet as the cup. But I know on a normal day, I'd go with the cup with the pieces. So that's what I'm going with. We're going with Reese's with the pieces inside.
Okay, so here we go. So, you talked about how you and Shahan get 2 candies when you go to the store. Well, here are your 2 candies right in the finals.
We need to swap out the peanut M&Ms for the peanut butter M&Ms. Yeah. There we go. That's what we're missing out here.
I actually do think the peanut M&Ms would have made this run as well. So it's really interesting, right? That little miss on that first round, they might have been in the final too. But that's the way brackets go. It's a single elimination bracket.
The brackets
maybe next time we'll do a double elim. It'll be really
the best of 7.
Best of 7 series.
Jeez, that's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, the brackets are brutal. I mean, we saw a lot of upsets going on, and it's interesting to see. But like right here, we've got 2 chocolates with some crunchiness in there, right? Like these are actually the same exact thing. There's peanut butter, there's chocolate, there's crunchiness. But which one? Is it more crunchiness or is it less? I mean, we're gonna see that right here.
Luckily, I saved a little bit, so I'm gonna have 1 bite of each. We're gonna go right now. We'll let you know what we think.
I'll go on my tangent. It's very interesting having these two go against each other because I feel like you have the auntie with the Reese's Pieces in the cup versus the versus the
The
niece
uncle.
versus the niece because it's like the peanut butter is like the daughter of the aunt's sister coming out of it. You know, like it's not in the cup.
Like the Reese's peanut butter cup is pregnant. You know, it's got like the little.
Yeah.
It's got the
What
other
the
candy
fuck
inside
is
it.
going on, dude? What the hell's going on here? You guys are weirdos. Did you try it out, Ryan, or are you just going based off
I'm
past
not
experience?
based on memory, but if I eat one more piece of candy, I feel like I might vomit. So I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I just had it. I'm going with the Reese's cups with the pieces. I said it. It's my favorite candy. As I tasted it just now, it's still my favorite candy. But the peanut butter M&Ms are elite, and this is in no way a slight to them. That's gonna be my pick. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
So my thoughts is for this reason, I like the Reese's Pieces better than I like the peanut butter M&Ms, and I like Reese's Cups. So I go with the Reese's Cups with the Reese's Pieces in it, just because I feel like the peanut butter M&Ms, it's a little too sweet compared to the Reese's Pieces, which is a little less sweet. That makes it better, and then putting it in that cup, it just you can't beat that.
All right, Ashish.
I have the similar sentiments there because I loved both. Both are fantastic. Like you mentioned, the peanut butter in the Reese's is actually super duper sweet, and it's a little off-putting for me. But I think the fact that it's not as crunchy as M&Ms was actually a good thing here and something I enjoyed. Like you get a little bit of it, but it's not overbearing. Whereas
Right.
the
It's
M&Ms,
not every bite being crunchy. It's
exactly, like it's a nice change up, and it's something you enjoy. So I think right here we're crowning a winner, and it is the Reese's Pieces cups with Reese's Pieces inside. No, it's just a Reese's
yeah.
cup. It's a Reese's cup with Reese's Pieces inside. Let me redo that real quick. We're crowning a winner here, and it is the Reese's cup with Reese's Pieces inside. This stuff is fantastic. Something I haven't tried until today, and this thing is now my favorite candy. Uh, 100 right there. This is fantastic. So let's
Me
talk about it
neither.
real quickly. We had a lot of losers, a lot of upsets in the first round, and I feel like we gotta give them their due real quick. So
Yeah,
Dev,
so I'm gonna read out all of the losers of the first round, and you guys just tell me what your favorite is. All right. So we had peanut M&Ms losing. We had Reese's Pieces losing. Skittles. We had Baby Ruth losing. We had Milky Way losing. Three Musketeers losing, and Twix.
man,
What was your favorite out of those? I'm gonna go with the peanut M&Ms. Or no, Reese's Pieces. I changed my mind. Reese's Pieces.
That was a close one.
yeah.
I'll go with Twix.
Okay, well,
Twix is.
you guys are just jacking all my candies here. So you
I
know
knew you
what?
were gonna take Twix. I knew you were
I was
gonna take
gonna go with
Twix.
Twix. I was gonna go with peanut M&Ms. Def switch that, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with the Baby Ruth. You guys are sleeping on the Baby Ruth. You guys need to try it. Don't be judging just on the look. Be like, oh, it's way worse than Snickers. Try them out. It's actually really competitive. It's actually a really good taste. And man, this was really fun. This is really crazy. I feel a little sick now, but hey, we did this for you guys out here. All right, we're out here giving our digestive
Yeah,
systems.
we,
It's just,
we literally did it for the gram.
we're doing it for you listeners and watchers out there. We appreciate you so much. We're willing to put ourselves in these horrible situations of just eating all these candies. But real quickly, let's touch on some candies we didn't take, right? We didn't add here that some people like. First of all, Butterfingers. That was actually in the top 16, I think. We just skipped out on it because it's disgusting. We have peanut butter cups here. We have peanut butter candy. It's done well by Reese's. It's done by M&M's as well. Butterfinger does not do peanut butter
So,
justice.
so I will say I'm a bigger fan of Butterfinger when it's in ice cream than I am just as Butterfinger. So like I do think it's actually an elite candy when you're talking about putting it in ice cream to me. It's just the way it like melts in with the ice cream. It's just so good. But yeah, Butterfingers, yeah, they didn't deserve the spot to be honest. They would have lost first round anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like chewiness and stuff. Like that thing's so hard and so bad for your teeth. It's just I'm outie on it.
I
What
think
are
it
your
was
thoughts on?
interesting looking at all this candy because I think either 50% or even over 50% of them had a peanut in it or peanut flavored. And I didn't realize how many candies that you go in the grocery store next to the register have peanut some type of peanut flavoring in it. But yeah, compared to so many peanut flavoring, the Butterfinger doesn't stand up to all of those. So if I'm going to the aisle and picking up a peanut butter one, I'm not going towards Butterfinger.
I threw this in the
And
candy.
the only Final Four candy that didn't have peanut butter in it was Kit Kat.
That's crazy for sure. Something I touched on earlier in the candy draft. My mom likes Butterfingers. She liked them, and I even told her before I asked her. I was like, people who like Butterfingers as their favorite candy, they're the disgusting people. And I was like, hey mom, what's your favorite candy? She was like, Butterfingers. And I felt so bad.
You're like almost everybody's.
It's true. I judge you if you say Butterfinger is your favorite candy bar. I'm sorry, dude. You got something.
You're just wrong, right? Like sometimes, like your subjective opinion is objectively wrong.
Yeah, for sure. And all right, Payday. I don't know what you're doing, dude. How do you have a bar out here without any chocolate, dude? What you're so close, man. You're so much closer than Three Musketeers to having a candy. You got the peanuts, you got caramel. Just add some damn chocolate to it, and maybe you'll be in contention next time. And real quickly, I hate on Mound bars and Almond Joy. If you like one and you don't like the other, I think you're freaking ridiculous. You take off the almond off the one, Almond Joy, and you got a Mound bar.
Yeah, I'm a fan, but I get it. I don't know how.
I don't know if you can't hate one and love the other. Like, dude, they're exactly the same thing except one has like two.
No, you're allergic to almonds.
The way you eat an Almond Joy is you just pick out the almond that has the chocolate on it and just throw the rest of the bar away.
The only way you do a Mound instead of Almond Joy is if you're allergic to almonds. And I like the coconut in it. Those are the only two coconut chocolates with the coconut in it.
Yeah. You put the lime in the coconut and you shake it all
up. Yeah. In the UK, they have a thing called Bounty, and that's like similar. It's coconut and chocolate. But yeah, that wraps it up, man. My mouth is just, it is done. It's done chewing. It's sick of all the sweetness. But we appreciate it. This was a really fun bracket, guys. And we'll definitely do more taste testing things. We'll plan it a little bit better so it's not as disgusting. And we'll figure out what to do during the talking and chewing parts. But thanks again for enjoying this. Tell us what your favorite candies are, which ones you hate, and what you probably thought would have won the bracket. And let us know. We appreciate you guys listening and watching. And until next time, we're out. See ya.